Hello everybody, this is Sonia. Now I've come back on here today because I want to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how I'm going to make my banner that I'm sending in, or I'm going to do to Scrappinhappy XO. She's having a challenge, and I thought, well, I'm going to make this, and I really would like to. I'll just sort of tell everybody or show you how I'm going to do it. Well, I actually started, so well I can say that I probably shouldn't have done that, but anyway, all we need to do actually is just have a shape the size that's required, and I think it was a 4 by 5, and I'm thinking mine might be a little bit bigger, and sorry about that, but it happens within, you know, measurements and things. I hope that's okay for you, Jeanette. Anyway, so I got 2 pieces of card because I didn't have a thick enough one, and I glued them together. I put a bit of Mod Podge on that, actually that gesso on that. I did put Mod Podge on this, or glue, and actually I glued that on there. Now I'm getting all carried away. So now I want to put Mod Podge on there. I knew I was going to get round to that eventually. So I'm going to put some Mod Podge on this, and just grab myself a brush here, because I've covered this with a piece of curtain or furnishing fabric, which is a really good heavy thing, because I wanted to make it, you know, fairly durable. You can see actually some of the glue has come through there, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to be putting a piece of lace on this. So I'd better grab a piece of lace, hadn't I? Let me see, I did have some around here that I was thinking of using. Here we go. So that should be heaps. Now I wanted to cover it, and I don't know whether to take it over the corners or not. It doesn't think it really matters whether you take it around the corner, because it just depends on what sort of thing you're going to put on the side. So I think that's the top of the lace, because there's a little bumpy. This is very flat and smooth, and you can see there's little tiny bits there. So that's the inside, and this is the outside where there's a nice ridge of a pattern there. So I'm going to put some Mod Podge on my piece of fabric reasonably quick here. Okay, a bit late in the afternoon. Oh well, it's past lunchtime, but I felt like I needed to do this first for lunch. I just wanted to, sometimes you're in the zone or whatever it is, and you want to get something done, so it's best if you do it when the mood strikes. Now I've got to make sure I put this on the right way, so I'll be putting the, move that over there for a second. So I'll just make sure I've got this right. Don't know why I've just gone blind here, you know. I'll put the little flowers. Maybe in reality I should probably use this part here, so I'm not wasting all my lace, should I? But make it so it goes over the sides a bit, okay? And then you want to put some more Mod Podge or whatever adhesive you want to use, something that dries clear, that you can put over the top. Put this on with. Just do it with ordinary glue, I suppose. I guess I'm doing this because that's what I had come to mind, to use a bit of this. Because I find it hard to pick up any glue around here that's just used for everyday use. I keep running out all the time. It's starting to cost me a bit of money too for me glue. And I never used so much in my life. But that's really quick and easy, isn't it? And I really want to do the crazy patchwork thing. So when I say crazy patchwork thing, I'm going to come back on here, hopefully going to plan if everything's good. I'll come back here and I'll show you that in a couple of days, and I'll show you how to put it together. I'll teach you a couple of stitches. You don't need to know a whole heap, and it's not that hard, so nobody cringe now please that I've just said that, because there's a little bit of sewing in it. Now I'm going to cut this off. I might go right to the edge, I think. right across on the edge here. You'll find it a lot easier if I turn that over. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dry it a bit, okay? So everybody just block your ears. I'll give this a bit of a do. Dry them a bit. Do that. On there. Now, this lace is nylon. So what you don't want to do is put it too close to, because it'll shrivel up like that. You put your gum too close, look at what it does. It shrivels it up really. So don't go too close. Just get it back a bit. Just dry your. Probably can't hear me. The noise going, but. That'll do. Time being. Might have to have just a quick mouthful of water here. I seem to have lost my voice. More than a bit quick mouthful, but anyway. Excuse me. Now, like I said, you don't want to go too close or it'll shrivel up. Shrink it. It's probably in another tutorial like that. What that happens to when you shrink it. The nylon just shrivels up under you, and it can burn too. There we go. So that's that bit there done. Now, whether I'll get much that I want it done with this before it's, my time's up, I know I want to put this on here. Okay. Now, Christmassy, well, you never know. Could be a bit. Now, I'm going to do something else funny now, or different. I'm going to I'll cut this couple of these little birds off here and just leave one little bird, I think. I don't know if, I suppose other people do use, I get a chance to watch some videos, but not very many, and comment on, I feel really bad about that, but I'm sure people will forgive me. No, I'm here somewhere, and I really do appreciate all the things that you say about mine as well. This coughing, clearing my throat thing's driving me crazy. Now, I'm putting this on here because I thought I'd stiffen it, and then I thought, well, now I'm thinking, you know, because when I was thinking there what I was going to do, I had an idea, because I haven't done this for a while, and that's embossing a thing. So I thought, well, I might try a bit of embossing. No harm, is there? Having a go at it. I'll put this under here because I need that piece of paper there, and I'm going to put some powder on. I don't know if we're supposed to emboss with Mod Podge, but it might work, eh? Let's have a go. I don't know, people probably use it. Mostly they use ink, don't they, to do this with, and I just thought I wanted a bit of a sparkle on this fairy because she's a Christmassy looking thing, maybe. Okay, alright. Put this bit back in here and save every bit. Okay, that's that one. That's a bit of frosted crystal I'm using for putting under there. Now I'm going to make that again, that one. Not too close. Give you a little sparkle. Look at that. There we go. So any sort of glue will hold this powder on there, won't it? Starting to get a bit of a glow up there. Love this picture. Absolutely beautiful picture. Printed that off. I printed it off the internet when I still had coloured ink left. It pretty much dries pretty close and dry. Now I'm going to cut her out a little bit. Probably need a bit more drying, but I'm going to cut it round here first and see how we go with that. And I want to put her on makes your paper more sturdier, and yeah, so it does. Now, do I want that tree bit? No, I don't want the tree bit. I'll cut off the tree bit. Maybe even take that little bit of hair. Nobody's going to know that was there. So we can go around me dirty. The part that's not really been done with the heat gun is not actually a part that I'm going to use anyway. Excuse me. As long as the little sparkly bits don't fall off, that's what we're aiming for, aren't we? Just the little sparkly bits. Really put me to the test when she said she wanted a Christmassy thing, but no colour. Well, no black, no dark colours or no reds or things. But I think this will look really pretty. I'm hoping so. Anyway, I hope that you like it, Jeanette. So we'll see. I think, you know, something with a bit of a focal point on it's really good. You need to, and I think Santa Claus and things is nice Christmassy, but this little lady, she can be Christmassy too, can't she? She can be a little Christmas fairy. Just give that a bit more do there. Now, so I'm going to put that in the centre of there. Glue. I think this thing of glue, which is very small, cost me about $5. I suppose that's not too bad. I suppose it does what it says it's going to do, and but this doesn't last me very long. I must be using a lot of it lately. So we just run our glue around the edge of that, or a little bit in the centre would be a good idea. Try to take it right to the edges, which you don't want to lift it up. A lot of you other ladies will be using your glue guns. I still haven't got back to that myself. I'm not real keen on that idea, I'm afraid. Actually, a friend of mine told me that she bought one with a little nostril on it. Nozzle. A little nostrils on you. Nozzle on it. So there we go. We're going to put that on there like so. That's for her. Now, I've got some bits and pieces here somewhere that I wanted to put on it for a bit of a trim now. Let me see. Now that's gone and avoided me. What have I got here? I've got a bit of this. I think this would be cool, wouldn't it? I'll have a go with a bit of this. Now we're going to have to move her over just a tad, because that's not quite dry, so that's okay. We're going to have a little foot covered over there if I don't shift it a bit. We know there's a toe there somewhere. Okay, come on, out you get. I might have to do this in a couple of parts because I've still got a few more things I want to put on it yet. It's really hard to come up with the idea, isn't it? You know, I mean, so you've got to have lots of ideas out there. There's lots of ideas out there, but you need your own ideas too. I like to try and come up with my own ideas. Now I don't want to put that right to the edge. I'm going to leave that over there a bit because I want to put something on the back there, I'd say, of that. Take it right down to the corner. I'll do the same down this side. It'd be a good idea if I cut that off first. And when you cut these off, you have to be careful that they do not unravel your bead. On the end doesn't fall off, because if you've got this sort of trim, that bead will have that bit of free cotton there, on it, and you want to cover that up so it doesn't fall off. Anyway, so now we do this side. Some glue on there, as well as holding this side on. It'll keep your lace on in parts where if it's not stuck down, if there's a bit of holey bits, you know, if there's not enough glue under it. Now let me see what I'm up to here. Looks like that's been joined along the way there somewhere, so I must make sure I keep that in line with the rest of it. Okay, so I think that's over far enough. I'll just have a, no, I might bring them in a bit further. I suppose I could get, I would try really hard, I could get a little toe out from under there, couldn't I? There we go. So I can sit over on top of the ribbon. That's better. And maybe I should take it back a bit further in, it's too far over. So one more time, lift that up. Hope this is in the camera shot, what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to line that up so it'll come over a bit further. So it's sort of it's on the front and not hanging around. It's going around the back, but not completely, if you understand what I mean. It's not going to take it away, it's still up the front of the thing. When you hang it up, it'll still be the side. Very good. Now, get that off there. And that's going to have to be glued, because that's going to come undone if I don't glue that up. Your glue's breathing heavy now. Come on, that's the way, come out of there, you. Okay. Now, we do that, and no, don't want to turn under, do I? No, I don't. Don't turn under. I don't think I had that in the plan. Right. It's like a plan that goes on as you go on though. It's really, you can change from one minute to the next real easy. Again, that's a plan. That's what a plan I got. Now, I think I might go and turn this off, and then I'm going to come back in a minute and show you a bit more. Okay, I'll be back in a second.